Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm excited to share with you my personal insights, someone with high mastery of Katarina, having over 300k points on the champion. We will be diving into a comprehensive tier list of Katarina matchups across all lanes, so basically whether these champions are picked in mid, jungle, bot lane or top lane. Yes, and we're gonna be talking about also this specifically based on my experience in different MMRs. So basically, how do you approach these matchups? What kind of rounds to take? These specific things. So if you're a Katarina main or somebody that's inspired to be a Katarina main because of the new Nexus trailer, let's jump right into it. Okay. So the first one here is, I think this is based on the first name, so it's going to be first Aatrox. Now Aatrox is a champion that depends, right? So if the champion is not fed, has one item or less, it's very easy. You don't have to worry about him in mid lane really. He has a lot of dashes, so he has like his E, he has his Q, he has his W chain, so it's basically like every ability that he has is dodgeable by a good Katarina main. So I would say this is a very easy matchup if you get it in the game. I wouldn't say like this is one of the easiest, but it's very easy. Ahri is different, so you play around her E really well. I would say it's very skilled matchup, so I'll put her probably on even, because you can out-trade her if she misses Q and E, and which is very possible to dodge, but if you don't dodge it, it's GG. This one is different. This one used to be, I would say, easy when I started playing this matchup. Like every time I play the matchup, I win sometimes, she wins sometimes. But nowadays, every time I play against a champion, they have Doran Shield, second wind, so it's very impossible to play this matchup. So I'll put her on hard. The next one is Akshan. So Akshan, right now, depends, right? So does he get the first blood? Yes. Can you farm anything? No. Do you outroam him? No. So I would say this is hard, even harder than Akali in my opinion. So while you can kill him later in the game, obviously, the issue is at that point you will probably be losing too much. And I obviously I play both Akshan and Katarina a lot, so if I have to choose between these two sides, I will 100% go Akshan, right? Obviously I wouldn't pick Akshan into Katarina, as she can one-shot me later in the game, and every time I play my bot lane always feeds, so there's no point. Alistar, oof. Any champion with CC, so like, these two, like impossible to play into. Every time I play into them is GG. This is another one that's interesting, right? So I would say this is even. So just so you guys understand this matchup. So this matchup, from my experience, right? Every time I go like pot with what's it called, with Dark Seal, or even Doran Shield, this matchup is unplayable. The only way I got this matchup to be playable is I remember killing her level 2 with the dagger. When the dagger was called Doran Blade. So I would say this is even. This is just depends on the starting item, what kind of runes you go. For me, I go Conqueror usually when I see her. Not every time. It depends on the game, right? Sometimes Conqueror specifically, if you have like Alistar, Amumu, you can't go Conqueror. They just one-shot you, or they stun you enough. You don't get the Conqueror benefit at all that game. This is another hard matchup. I would say this is probably out of the three the hardest matchup here. Cast CC every few seconds. It makes you very gankable. She has wave clear. It's very, very impossible to play. This is AD carries overall. Fall into the easy realm. I would say, the game is usually even when you have Ashe. So Aphelios you can one-shot so easily. He can one-shot you too. Even though I remember being level 14, he was level 11. I think this was one of the last games I played against him. I was level 14, he was level 11, and I died to him. Even though I had like an item advantage on him, he has like, I think he has a BF sword, and I had Lich Bane, and he just one-shots me. Obviously, that was because he had support. If I remember correctly, I think he was playing with a Nautilus, but I could be wrong. Anyways, in a 1v1 in like an isolated lane, you probably one-shot him. He doesn't have that many tools to run away from you. Right now, she's very, very meta. But I would say stay still, you know. She's one of the easiest matchups. Brilliant Soul, obviously in lane, very killable right now, is not very strong, right? So it doesn't matter. So I would say one of the easiest matchups. Azir, it depends, right? If you play a good Azir, it's probably hard, maybe. But I haven't had that yet. So put Azir maybe here. Yeah, I'll put him here. He's killable in lane, but if he goes... I remember the build that he had, which was Fleet Footwork. When he had Fleet Footwork as the build, when he goes second wind, that wasn't playable. But if they go Conqueror or anything else, I usually beat them. Bard... Honestly... Bard is very interesting because... he makes the game harder for you, for sure. But I never had any problem playing against them, so I'll probably put easy. And this is like the way I go for it. Like, if I have problem playing against them, I put them on hard or FF15, but any champion that I don't is just, you know. We're not gonna talk about this one, Belveth. I think it's pretty, you know, it's 50 dashes. As Katarina, you have 1 dash, and if you don't get a reset, you don't get that fucking dash back, so... of course she's gonna be FF15. Another one FF15. This one also. So, in Brand matchup, I would say I would put him on hard. Okay. The only reason I'm putting him on hard, not FF15, is because he is very killable like late game. But if you're playing against him, it's very unplayable. And the only reason I put him on hard is because I'm considering support Brand, which is usually, you know, low leveled. So you can one-shot him very easy. But if we're talking about mid, the Brand is very FF15. That depends, right, what you think. Or what it is, right? Especially the Brands that like rush Rayla second, you know? These Brands are impossible to play against. Braum. Braum is very interesting, so... if you guys don't know, right? Braum can cancel your Q. So if you hit your Q while he has this door on, you can basically like put your Q where it is, like just stop it, so you don't get the Qs on their teammates. But I've seen like this happens more often than you think. I think they don't know how to play against Katarina, is my guess. That's the only thing. They just dash into their teammate without using the door. They basically get the Q on them and their teammates, and I get a free kill every single time when I go bot lane against Brand. So I would put Brand in even, just because his kit does counter yours, but I guess people don't know the matchup as much, so it's fine. Caitlyn is one of the, I would say, hard ones. So Caitlyn mid, very unplayable in the game. Actually, wait, I would say even, because I thought about it. Every single time I played against Caitlyn mid, I was able to one-shot her in lane, kill her in lane, and basically get a lead. But every time I play against Caitlyn bot lane, she's usually fed, and I can't kill her. So that's the only reason I'm putting her here. Is because I do think in mid lane it's easy, because I'm directly playing as her, so she can't get an advantage against me. But it's bot lane, you know, if she's fed, I would say even. If it's easy, I would say bot lane. Hard, hard I would say bot lane if she's fed, but very even or easy. Yeah, I would say here, I would say she's not over Brand though, for sure. Like, or any of these champions. Like, she's closer to easy than even. Camille, yeah, Camille is FF15. I used to do this, by the way. I remember watching an OTP called Cat Evolved. He's from NA. And he used to play, I think, in Korea, when he was in Korea. I was watching his trap, and every time they pick Katarina, he picks Camille. He just locks in Camille. And I did it, and it was the easiest match I've played my whole life. So yeah. Cassiopeia is a very interesting champion. I would say, for sure, an even matchup. I don't know the reason specifically, especially like right now if you think about it. because she's very meta. But her kit doesn't counter yours. You can like E behind her ult, so in her ult, and you can dodge her ult easily. I would say you win usually. The only reason I'm not going even is because, you know, why would I go even here? I mean, why would I go hard? Like, it's not hard and it's not easy. It's very even. Oh wait, it should be here. Yeah, it's one of the easiest ones from this list specifically. Shogath, 15. Yeah, I mean, Katarina is very bad at killing tanks. Like, the only tank you have here is I mean, this one is like, should be here, to be fair. But the only reason he's here is because he's a tank. Shogath, yeah. Tanks that build health, impossible to play against. He has an Okab, you know, he can execute you. Very unplayable matchup. Corki again, well, it depends, right? Corki's played bot lane and played mid. Old Corki, old OP, AP Corki, I would say easy. Or even maybe, like here. But this Corki right now, yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can contest. You can dodge his Qs and like ults, but his main damage is autos, right? That's what makes him hard in my opinion. So would put him around Akshan too. The champions that can do this to you is possible. Again, bruisers that build health. Any champion that builds health, impossible to play against. You know, here. I would say, yeah, I would say like this, maybe better. Or wait, no, yeah. Why can't I replace them? Okay. I'd go like this. Diana. I would say this is, I mean, it shouldn't be called, I would say skill maybe. Maybe even is better, I don't know. But I would say Diana is a skill like matchup in mid. In jungle also, you can one-shot her. The only thing that I will say in this specific matchup, don't make the mistake of ulting her while she has ult. Because she can cancel your ult. So what you need to do is go in, pretend like you're ulting, and then W out if she ults you. Don't go in and ult. That's one of the worst things you can do. So this is an interesting one. So Draven, here, for sure. But if he's fed, he's impossible to kill. But then again, I'll put him in even. Just because you can kill him easily. And you can dodge his E, obviously. So it all depends on whether you dodge it. Okay, that's the only ability that he has. Like, he has W, obviously gets movement speed, but if he's fed and can one-shot you while you're trying to dodge E, then yes, he's very bad to play against. But if he's not, then yeah, it's gonna be here. So I'll go here, I'll go with Caitlyn. Again, impossible matchup. Very annoying. Unplayable. Another one, so this one is very interesting. So I'm not putting him hard, I'm just like holding him here. Right, so in this matchup, in jungle, I would say it's fine. But in lane, past level 6, he wins. So I would put him here just because you can kill him early and abuse him early. I remember, and like it might be recency bias because the last time I played against an Echo, I was he was 0-8 and I was like 8-0 with like full Dark Seal stacks by 10 minutes. So that's the only reason I'm putting him here. I do feel like every time I play against him jungle, I do lose. But it's fine. Elise is fine. You can one-shot her. She does have disappear, which is the reason I'm gonna put her here. Because she has a stun, she can cancel your ult. Like this even is a skill. Like most of the champions I put here is like skill. Can you basically not step on Caitlyn traps? Can you dodge E's? Can you dodge her ult? SUB, can you dodge Diana's ult? You know, these things, right? So that's the reason I'm gonna put Elise here, because it's very possible and easy to beat her. But it depends on how good you are with Katarina and how good you are with dealing with that champ specifically. Eve is hard, you know, it's a hard matchup. Again, I would say for sure easier than these champions, but I would say hard. The issue with Eve, so while you can one-shot her, normally, she does have a stun, can cancel your ult. But the biggest thing is her ult just get her out of your abilities and range, and she can disappear, goes invisible, you know, impossible to catch. Very speedy champion. Israel mid is impossible to play against, by the way. FF15 as soon as you see this. Unless they're bad. In case they're bad or they're a bot laner, which means they're bad, I would put them... I'll put them here, around the auto attackers. This is specifically more because I'm focusing on mid lane more, the mid lane matchup. So yeah. This one is another impossible one. So, okay. This one I would put here, just because I guess people don't know how to play him, or usually when he's played, he's abused in jungle, so he's not fed enough to basically destroy you. But every time he's fed, it's impossible to play as Katarina. He can cancel your ult with every single ability that he has. He can cancel it with his ult, he can cancel it with his W, he can't cancel it with his W, he can cancel it with his E, he can cancel it with Q, you know? He can fear you with Q, he can silence you with E. And his ult can also fear you if you can't see her, if you can't see him. And you know, it's a very big counter, I would say. Usually, but he's very squishy, so if you catch him in jungle without his ult, you know, you can kill him easily. That's the only reason it's not in FF15. Fiora is another bruiser champion. I don't know why I put him here. He's for sure harder than these. Actually not Darius, maybe. I'd say Fiora is one of the hardest for sure. This is another annoying matchup. So Fizz you can't beat early, you can't beat late. The only way I noticed you can beat him is he doesn't have the best wave clear, so just roam bot lane, you know, kill somebody there. FF15 here, it's one of the hardest matchups. The only thing that you could have done before is build Blade of the Wrong King. I beat him a lot doing that. But since they nerfed on-hit Katarina, it's unplayable to go that, so just FF15, you know. Go next. Gangplank. That's the issue. I don't think I played against a lot of Gangplanks, so I'm not sure. I guess we'll go... Because the only memories that I have of Gangplanks, I don't have a memory of a Gangplank that's fed and I have to deal with him. Every time I have like... Or everything that I can think of right now is like... a squishy Gangplank that I one-shot. The thing is, the build changes, so it keeps changing. But every time I played against him, he was basically like full crit with Essence Reaver. Just tried to one-shot Gangplank. I'm pretty sure the build is 24th now, so he's more tanky. Garen, I'll say here, one of the hardest matchups. I know I trolled it when I played that video, but you know, the only reason I trolled it is because I was lagging. So I was basically like, I was watching the video, and every time I have Q, so I auto in my mind, like when I click, my response, like basically my clicking, right? So when I click auto, I'm expecting the auto to happen, but the auto doesn't happen because there's a delay because of the ping issue and the FPS issue. So what happens is, because of the packet loss, what happens is, instead of me autoing and hitting the Q on them, I basically E before that, so the Q is pointless. You know, all I get from it is the movement speed, which is decaying. So yeah, very impossible. This is another impossible matchup. You can't kill Nar really. Another one, unkillable, very tanky. One of the most annoying ones also is this guy, but you can still kill him, so I would go here probably. Way easier than Fizz, for sure. Gwen doesn't really like you, so I will probably go here. She still wins, but I would say yeah. Ikram is there for sure. The same with Heimer. Like Heimer is impossible to play. The same with Hikram. They just have... in their util, like base util, they have just too much to deal with you that you can't play as Katarina. Illaoi is the same thing, very impossible to play. I would say though, she's not as hard as any of these champions, so for sure here. Like wait, let's see. Yeah, like I think this is better. Irelia is very interesting. So if you're playing against Irelia, just FF15. You can't play this matchup. It's not playable. Don't even try playing it. But yeah, it's fine. One of the few easy champions. Janna, it depends. I haven't played against good Janna, but from what I've seen other people play it, I would say it's very hard, right? It's here. So when you're playing against good game, Janna. But yeah, every time I played it's probably here. Very easy to kill, you know. Doesn't matter. This one is another one that's like, he has a lot of health, so you can't really kill him, but he can't really stop you with his ult. If he ults you, he ends the game, because you can just E out of it. Yeah, Jax is another hard matchup. Very impossible. Jace depends if you're laning against him. Very easy, I would say. But if you're playing against him when he's a top laner, so he builds more tanky, and he is fed or has higher level, it's very hard to kill him. He can just cancel you with the E. He can run away with his E again, like the other E in the other form. Jen is one of the easiest. Jinx also. Kai'Sa depends. This is like ADC, so okay. So let's go one by one. Okay. So we have Jhin. Okay, in Jhin's case, this is one of the easiest ones. Because you get to him, he has nothing to deal with you. She only has a slow that and has like the same weight. Like their kits are basically the same. He can slow you with his thingies, with his flowers in the floor. He can slow you with his W. If he hit you with another ability or his teammate hits you. Otherwise, he can't deal with you. Jinx is the same way. Do you step in her thingies or no? Her E? If you don't, it's just GG. She can slow you with W, that's why I'm putting her above him. Any hyper carry is usually very bad against Katarina. Kalista is a different case, right? Because Kalista can dash around, right? But is she hard? I don't think. Okay, the issue is, what you guys don't know, is I play a lot of Kalista top. I know it's cringe to play a range top laner, but I was forced to play a lot of top lane with my friends. So what I was like doing was just play Kalista. You probably won't win that hard. I played against Darius, and I was destroying Darius somehow. Because I think he had Ignite and Flash, he didn't have Ghost. I was just like, Ghost on him and just cook him every time. Anyways, beyond that, I would say Kalista is easy, you can one-shot her. The only thing she has is like, she can grab her teammate, and like he can stun you, but by the time she finishes that channel, she's dead. So yeah. Karma, if she's mid, I would say very hard, but if she's bot lane, yeah, very easy. She's not meta anymore in mid, so just go easy. Karthus, very easy to kill, squishy champion, you know. So I've never played against what's his name? Forgot his name. Oh my god, I forgot his name. Okay, we'll come back to him when I remember his name. His name starts with K. I can't remember. Oh my god, I forgot his name. Bro, my memory is so bad, like it's insane. Okay, Kale, yeah. Kale is another one that's very hard. I would say probably like, yeah, between Akshan and Israel is better. Kassadin, yeah, finally remember his name. So I've never played against a fit Kassadin, because every time I play against him he's like 0-4. I one-shot him. Just go start Doran Blade, one-shot him, get fed off bot lane, and just play the game and win. Don't let him get plays, and let him get farm, and you will be fine. So this is Katarina, so we're not gonna put her anywhere, obviously. We go to Kayn. Okay. Kayn is very interesting. Where would I put Kayn? So I would go blue Kayn, is probably easy. Red Kayn, I would say hard. So I'll put him in even, just because, you know, it's Kayn, it's not red or blue Kayn. I don't know why it's not separated for some reason, even though they're like very different champions, you know. Kennen, impossible to play against. I played against him mid lane. It was very unplayable, you know. You can't play against him. I think he's like one of the strongest champions anyways. I would say this is fairly easy, but not as easy as like these champions, so just put him here. Kha'Zix. Kindred is also easy. I would say probably like... let's see, who is harder than her? Maybe like between Diana and Elise. Lid, I would say very easy because you're melee and he just like slams you and goes back into his horse. You can't one-shot him. And you, like if you play Katarina, it's just one-shot galore. If you can't, it's GG. I don't have to talk about Kog'Maw, let's be honest. He's very easy, very squishy, very easy to kill. In lane, very easy. If he is fed, it's GG, FF15. You know, so I'll put him on hard. Unplayable matchup, she can one-shot you. Any good LeBlanc, I would say, would destroy you, but you can counter that by going to the Kedwin, Doran Shield, stuff like that. So I'll go hard just because like it's unplayable, but at the end of the day, you outscale her. She's very early. If she gets fed off you, obviously it's GG, but if she doesn't. So. Another one that's even, doesn't matter if he's in the game. Lee Sin, you know. Leona is a FF15. She just she's annoying. She has like 50 stuns. You can play. Lilia you can't catch. I would say Lilia probably here in the hard side for sure. Although wait. If I remember correctly, I don't think I've won a single time against Lilia. So I will just put her on a FF15. I don't think I've won against Lilia ever. So this is a very hard matchup. She wins in lane. She just out like damage you in lane, and then she gets level 6. Jungle comes. She ults you. It's done. GG. Lucian has too many dashes. Technically can beat you. If it's lane Lucian, GG. Don't play. But right now it's probably easy. I haven't seen him in a while because he's not meta. He's very weak. So I'll put him on even just because of the actual matchup that I played, which is Lucian versus mid. Caitlyn versus Katarina in mid lane, right? So that's the reason he's gonna be here. Lulu, very easy. Her ult is, and Polymorph, very annoying. Very good Lulu, I would say maybe like here. But like a bad Lulu is usually here, right? So just go here. Lux, very unplayable, but you can kill her. So I'm gonna go here. Actually, I'll go here probably. Maybe here, because you can't kill her. Yeah, but her and Brand are basically the same. Like, in lane, it's impossible to play. You will hate yourself, but you will be able to one-shot her later on. Malphite, I would say, is very impossible again. So, okay. Let's talk about this very clearly, okay. Any champion, even though they build out of armor, that has basically a healthier build, so has a lot of health in his build, is impossible to kill, also with stuns, so very, very hard to kill. So, Malphite, just because of that, will be here. But his ult does counter yours. If you ult before him, it's GG, you can't play. If you wait for his ult, wait, he's not there, you can play. But I would say very hard. Malzahar beats you, but it's not as hard as the other champions. I would say the same as Lissandra, like the same way. If he gets Malzahar, he can beat you. I usually win this matchup when I play it, because every time I see Malzahar, I go Briar and I one-shot him. Yes, that's what I do. But if I'm playing Katarina on it, I'll probably try to go Doran Blade and just like fight him early game. If I let him farm, it's GG. I don't want to play that game. But yeah, Mokai, another champion that makes you unplayable, you know. It's impossible to play against him. He can do whatever he wants. Mastery is very hard to play against because he can disappear, so you can't use your abilities on him and you can't one-shot him. Misfortune is another easy champion, so the same with these. Very easy to kill. Wukong. Okay, this one is very interesting. So, if you get Wukong, just don't play the game. Like, go AFK, disconnect, go next. Again, same thing. If you see Mordekaiser, don't play the game, go next. Obviously, I'm joking here, I'm like exaggerating. But if any of these two are fed or they're equal, they're not really that, and you're an equal game state, it's GG, it's unplayable. So I'm like judging these matchups based on equal game state. I'm not like expecting you to be fed here, which would change this match. Like if I expect you to be fed, like Elf champions will be here in the easy. But here I'm expecting like, okay, you have 2 items, they have 2 items, can you beat them, right? Impossible to beat every single one of these champions. Blade of the Round King users, you know, impossible to beat. We'll get to the brothers soon, I'm pretty sure, right? I mean, they're right here. Holy, okay. So, where's hard? Yeah, it's very hard. She can also shield her teammates. I hate playing against her. Her Q is one of the most obnoxious abilities you will ever see. Like, hitbox don't make any sense, man. I'm coming from mid lane, okay, to bot lane, and she hits me with Q while I'm Eing, so... Oh, I hate it. I hate this champion. Although I would say, like, it's not as hard as these champions, so... I do want to put her in hard, though. For sure. Nami, the fish is very easy. I love the fish. When I see the fish support, I'm like, yes! Let's go! Okay. Nasus, yeah, again, impossible to play. One of these matchups that doesn't matter playing. Again, here, I'm putting every support that's annoying, like here, you know, in the top. Nico, if it's mid Nico, it's unplayable. If it's support Nico, I would say hard. But yeah, I'm gonna assume it's mid Nico, and I'm gonna put a 15. Nidalee. Nidalee is very interesting, right? So okay, so lane Nidalee, which I played against for some reason, I played against it a lot, is very hard, right? Like I would say hard. You can't kill her in lane. She's very annoying. She just like sits there and takes every single dagger and heals forever. Very impossible. But if she's in jungle, it's very easy because nobody knows how to play her. Unless they're Canyon, you know? If they're Genji Canyon, they can play her. If they're not Genji Canyon, it's GG. We can win. What's her name? Nidalee? No, not Nidalee. Oh my god, I called her Nidalee. What's her name? Neela. Yeah, Neela is a very easy one again. I wouldn't say as easy as these champs. Maybe here the same with the other one. Nocturne. So Nocturne issue, which is, I don't know if you guys know, it's like if you're ganking bot lane, right? And then you hear his ult. You're like, oh my god, I hate myself. He's here. He's gonna ruin my abusing of bot lane. So yes. That's the only reason I'm putting him here. If you catch him isolated in jungle, very easy to beat, very easy to kill. Nunu, very annoying. Just every Nunu that I play against just sits in river. Comes mid, comes bot, comes top. Like, and I usually get ganked 24/7 because for some reason, my luck is so bad that I get to play against duo jungle mid lane every single game. Olaf, again, one of these champions, very impossible to kill. Orianna. So Orianna, here's Orianna, okay? Early game, very impossible to play against. A good Orianna, I would say, maybe here. But if you get to a first item, get kills bot lane, I would say you can kill her. So the same with these champs, you know? Same idea. Ornn, so Ornn I would put here with the tanks, you know? It's just Katarina doesn't have in her kit anything to deal with them, so very GG. Pantheon, another GG matchup, impossible to play. I hate myself every time I play against it. Poppy, another matchup that's very annoying, very hard to play against. Pyke, oh my god, Pyke I would say hard, as annoying as Morgana, but not that very hard. Another mid laner. Now this is very interesting. So Kiana, if you go Dormblade and you dodge her Qs, I would say you win. But then she does beat you late game because she has an AoE all damage. So unless you destroy her in lane, it's GG. And I don't think it's very easy to destroy her. I would put her maybe around Kassadin and Jace, like here, between them. You can win the matchup, that's the only reason I'm putting it here. Okay? Another matchup that's impossible. And the reason it's impossible is because this is a top laner, right? Gwen is a top laner. Every time she spec'd is GG, she roams around the map, she comes mid, it's annoying, you can't play FF15, right? Rakan is one of the, I would say, is hard, but it's not as hard as the other champions that are support, so I'll put him here in hard because he's the same way as, what's his name, Brom. The same idea, they can dash into their teammates. For some reason, they usually grab their dagger with them, so they basically end their ADCs usually. So yeah, very fun. Now we get to another one with another of these, you know, FF15 if you see them. Impossible to play. It's I would say here with Kayn, the same way. Depends how the matchup goes. Every experience that I had with this champion, which is not that many, is I would win sometimes, she would win sometimes, you know. If you see this champion, run away. I would go probably like around Nautilus, yeah, for sure. I would say not as annoying as Alistar, because you can't kill him, but more annoying than Nautilus for sure. Renata Glask, I would say easy, but not as easy as this. I would go like maybe easier than, yeah, maybe easier than Karthus for sure. Renekton, yeah. I mean, one of the worst matchups, but not as bad as, for example, Poppy and the others. Maybe. Where's Poppy? Why is Poppy there? Okay. Actually, yeah. Actually, wait. Let me think about it. Okay, better than Quinn, but harder than Poppy. I would say this is the best place to put it. This is depends. Good ringers, maybe hard. Most ringers usually here. These are like one of the, you know, whatever champions. We'll see a lot of junglers here because, you know, Kha'Zix, Kindred, Elise, you know, these champions are usually here. Fine. Very FF15. I would say hard maybe better because she has a lot of dashes, she has a lot of abilities that can stun you, and she can, if she plays well, she should never lose to Katarina. Never ever lose to Katarina. So again, with these champions, the same way. Her kid just basically counters yours and you can't have fun. So, you see these champions, you're probably not having fun that game. Unless you have like 25 kills and you can one-shot somebody and get out somehow, you know. In lane, FF15. Top lane is fine. Top lane, I would put him here. For sure, harder than Kayn, but not as hard as Morgana. But yeah, we're judging overall, so every time you lane against him, it's just GG. Like, I'll put him between Morgana and Pike because they're the same way of annoyance, you know? They just don't let you play in lane. So I'll put him here just because, you know, he's FF15 or even. Just depends on where they are, I guess, in the game. If they're fed, you can play. If they're not, you just destroy them. Ryze is FF15. So I can explain this matchup basically in this way. If it's a good Ryze, don't play against them. If it's bad Ryze, just kill them. You know, so let's see. I wanna see like what champion do I think is harder, I mean easier than Ryze, right? I would say here. Because I don't think it's even, I think it's hard, it's just not as hard as these champions. I mean, not just as easy as these champions. Samira, good Samiras, very impossible, but most Samiras are fine. So you're not playing as Gumayushi, so it's probably hard. Probably like... probably here, yeah. Or maybe actually, wait, never mind. Actually, I'll put her on even. If you're playing as Gumayushi, what's her name, Samira? Don't play the game then, but you probably are not. So this is a very, I would say, unplayed champion normal play, which is Sejuani, but one of the best ones to play with Katarina. So obviously she does counter Katarina and destroy her, but not as bad as the other ones. So I'll put her on hard because nobody plays her, so nobody probably knows how to play her. So she will go on hard. The champion is just, you know, I would say like if I might make a tier list which is like different than this one, which is what is the best champions or junglers with Katarina, right? It's probably in the top list, like for sure, like one of the best champions I played against. I play with, I mean. Senna, very welcome. I would love to see Senna in my game, you know, very one-shottable, very fun. Seraphine, hard if she plays well, but you know, it's an e-girl champion, so you know, just depends on how good they are with the champion. Set impossible, you can't play this game. You see them, so like I'm kinda not like arranging the top laners, but like I'm judging based on that. I would say for sure like Mordekaiser is harder, not harder than this. Leon is harder than Kled. Why is Leona here, bro? Leona should be here. What? But yeah, I would say this is better. Makes way more sense. Shaco, it's whatever. It's one of these champions in jungle where you can beat him, but if he plays his traps correctly, it's unplayable. He doesn't, you can win. Shen, very easy. Yep, that's why I put him in a 15. You can't kill him ever. So I mean, very hard, very hard matchup. You can't play him ever. He can ult his teammates. Very unplayable if he's in the game. Usually ruins your kills. I hate to see him. You can kill her, but she can one-shot you. So I'll probably go like around Samira. So the same way, like she can one-shot you, but you can one-shot her easily. So is she hard? Not really. So I'll just go even. Same with Samira, like the same idea. It's like they're very good against you, but only if you're playing as the good ones. Usually you're not. FF15 if you see Singed, very unplayable. Okay, I'm not like arranging some of these. Okay, let's go Singed. I would go Singed is harder than Kled for sure. I don't know why Kled is here. Like Kled should be like for sure like here, I think. Sion. I would go Sion is like harder than Blitz. No. I would go like this maybe. Where's Darius? Where did Darius go? Okay, what the hell? How did Darius go there? Okay. I'd go like this. They're around the same like, hard level, I guess. Next is Silver. One of these easy to kill ADCs, so put her here. And the old face of Skarner. So yeah, I don't know about old Skarner, but new Skarner, the worst champion to play against is Katarina. Put him here and not talk about it, okay? Sona is like the same as Seraphine. It depends on when they use their abilities. If they use them correctly, they can usually survive against you, but usually you just one-shot them. Soraka is like the same as Nami, but for sure way harder than Nami and Kog'Maw. Put her around Jhin. Swain, where's Swain? Swain is like you can't kill him, and you get to level 16, he can one-shot you. So, and he can cancel your ults, but he's not as hard as the other ones. He's not like a hard counter, you know. Like these are all hard counters, you can't play against them. I can't put him there. I'll put him probably over Israel. I don't know why, I forgot why I put Israel here. But yeah, I would still say Israel is hard. I would say probably he's harder than Action, not harder than Annie for sure. Silas is like for sure as hard as Action. Where's Action? Like it's debatable. You can say Action better or Silas. They're basically the same. Syndra I would say Let's see, who's the closest to Syndra? Maybe like here around Oriana. They're basically the same. It's the same matchup basically for you. But very, very winnable. Very, very possible to win if you're fed. She can't play the game, you just one-shot her. She can also one-shot you if she hit E. But you can dodge her E, Q, and W. You can't dodge her ult, but you can dodge everything else. Tamkin, yeah. It's AIDS. Please remove this champion from the game. Where's Yumi? Where's Yumi? Wait. Remove this champion from the game, but yeah, Yumi is here. Just wanted to put her here just because, you know, who cares about Yumi? You know, it's a cat, and you're not playing as, you're playing as whoever she's on top of. That's who she's buffing, that's who you're really playing as, you know? She's, whatever, she's a cat. Who cares about a cat? Just put her here, like, I should, like, have Yumi tier alone there. Katarina, I would say probably here. Depends on how good they are. Every single one that I remember playing as, it was easy. Maybe it's a very hard matchup, but for me it wasn't. So yeah, the same with LeBlanc. Not as annoying as LeBlanc, but very impossible to play against him in lane. Talon, Farok again, one of these champions. He doesn't have. I would say he's the same way as Poppy, the same style of play, the same annoying as Poppy. Teemo, very easy to play against. Just put him here, but probably put Teemo like here. The new Teemo for sure is annoying, but you can still one-shot him the same way you used to one-shot somebody. This champion is like basically he gives somebody in the team a getaway from Gale card for free, so he's very annoying to play against, but not as annoying as the other champions, so he's just here, right? Tristana in mid is impossible to play as Katarina. Right now, though, I would probably put her like I would say way worse than Rakan for sure, but around Cassante. Rundle, yeah, FF15. Like putting every champion, so it's very annoying. Yeah, very impossible champion to play against. If you're the only Fed member in your team, which happens a lot in my games as Katarina, he just counters me so hard and I can't play the game. So yeah, this is the same idea with like these champions, right? Like, okay, so this is the worst to lane against, right? These are the worst to lane against, but then these are the worst to have in the game, and they're like way more annoying because you're not playing against them, so you can't control how they play. They just destroy you. So yeah, Vladimir, very impossible to lane against. I would say harder than Nico for sure. Probably around Pantheon. No, more than Heimer. Yeah, probably more than Heimer, but less than Hikram. Very impossible matchup. Twisted Fate is, I would say it's like, you know, whatever. Depends on how good they are at Twisted Fate. You can win this matchup, but if you get poked enough, they can kill you. Twitch is one of these that are probably like very easy to kill ADCs, but not that easy that you can't play. That they can't play the game. Udyr is, let's say here, impossible to kill, can one-shot you very easily. Urgot is the same way. But Urgot is like, I played against a lot of Urgots for some reason in mid lane at some point. I remember that. Very impossible to play. This is a hard matchup, but not as hard. Maybe like the same way as Ryze, but probably more annoying than Ryze. Vayne is the same way. Where would I put Vayne? Maybe Vayne is like here, the same way with Katarina. If they use their E or mistake, like by mistake, or they make a mistake, it's GG. Veigar is one of the easiest champions. You go Doran Blade, just keep hitting him until you kill him. Same with Vilcaz, you can dodge every single ability. Now again with another where's Nico? Yep, here. Impossible matchup. Like all these champions, like I know I'm putting them in like an order, but I would say they're probably the same annoying as every single other champion. Viego is fine, you know, whatever. You can one-shot him very fast, so he doesn't get resets. Victor right now, I would probably put him here. He's very hard to play against, but usually he's probably here. Like here. but right now he's for sure like hard. Vi is like another one that's impossible to play against, so I'll put her here. She's killable, but she also is GG. Vladimir is... So, okay. So here is the tier list for the worst champions to play against as Katarina. Vladimir, Camille, Galio, Jaren. Good luck playing as these champions. Volibear is another one here. Very impossible to play against. Very not fun, you know. I would say probably less than Nasus, but as annoying as Nasus for sure. Warwick is fine. It doesn't matter really. He's like one of these junglers also. You see, it's like whatever. Same with what's her name? Zaira. Zaya. Oh my god, I could not say her name. Same with Zaya. It's a fine matchup. Like who cares, you know? Zeroth is for sure hard. Very hard. I'm joking, obviously. He's here with Vilkaz. Very easy to kill. One of the easiest lanes you get, but you don't play against him a lot, so you probably won't see him that much. Talia and Zinzao for me are basically the same. Or actually, I would put him here. I mean, I wasn't thinking about Talia jungle. Now I think about Talia jungle. I think her play is correct. Probably the same way as Lidley. You can one-shot them. They don't counter you at all. They do have the ability to cancel or run away from your ult, though, so yeah. I would go Zinzao here with these champions. He does have the ability to kill you early game, but you can just E into him and just one-shot him if you want in the late game. If he doesn't build Spirit Visage, which he does a lot now. Yasuo, one of the hardest matchups. Would put him like less than Remington, but very annoying. He doesn't let you, he can windwall your Q, so you can't farm. Yone is for sure harder though. I would say Yone is around, I would say Yone is like around Belveth, between Belveth and Fiora for sure. Very hard. The champion, you don't usually see it or fight it a lot, but it's very hard. So I would say like maybe here, because he doesn't like lane, I guess, against you. Just farms your whole side lane, so there's no point. You can't kill him usually, so yeah, GG. 15, if you see this champion again, he's as annoying as the other supports that just like 50 stuns, you know. You can play. Very annoying. Zed, this is a very hard matchup, but not as hard as the other ones. I would say like around Akali, Blanc, hard, you know. Zeri, one of these ADCs that are easy to kill, so I'll just go around Jhin and Jinx. The same with this guy, but I would say this guy is easier than Kog'Maw for sure. This guy, if you play against him, GG. Not GG, but like around Corki and Nunu for sure. Very hard champion to play against. Zoe the same way. I would say Zoe, like, because of the skill level needed to play her, I would put her on like under Morgana. I'll put her here. Just because of the skill needed to play her. Very easy to kill Zyra. Very easy matchup. So I would for sure say this is probably the best I can do for this tier list. So yeah, thank you for watching and goodbye.